is onboarded on the digital platform. So they have to understand how to use the digital mode.
With your vision and with your project. Make your project realistic and for greenfield project as well as for
Financial literacy and public awareness, our previous dignitaries, mainly DGM, PNB, to make other people understand. We have to reach to the interior of the villages, interior of our working areas, our domains. We have to make seminar in use nowadays. So financial inclusion is simply, it's not a rocket science, what I understand. We have to share our
Pension Yojana, Stand Up India Scheme, National Pension Scheme, among others. In our state, we have achieved 100% financial.
According to all of you, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Government of Tripura, respected Deputy Director,
planned manner, and the bankers must come forward. And I think we have done this Prime Minister Awas Yojana also. We have asked the banks to lend 70,000 rupees. I hope you are doing it, because some complaints do come. The porcha nahi and this nahi, wo nahi. We should come forward and do it. So this is the housing that will be on. Everyone in Tripura is going to get houses. We are going to do it on saturation mode, and most of the schemes, flagship schemes, are very vague among the people. They have a very vague concept on it. What is mudra? So they keep come and complain that banks are not giving us money. They think the bank is only for giving money. You must realize the bank is for giving some stimulus for good business and to provide social safety also. Both have to go together. That would be inclusive. That would be inclusive. Our people here, my idea was that you deposit money in the bank and you take money from the bank. That is the end of the banking system. We old timers had that concept. That what is bank for? Depositing money, so that your money grows a little bit, though the interest rate is cut very much now. In our time, we used to get 12%. And it's for giving money, and taking a loan, and sometimes not repaying it. That is what the bank was meant for. Today, the bank has been democratized. It is only the middle class or upper middle class who would go to banks. Today, everyone goes to banks. And it's very nice to see in a democratic country that we have been able to democratize the banks through Jan Dhan Yojana. And from our RT department, we have appointed bank sakhis. And I keep repeating this small little anecdote everywhere because it touches me. We had a function of SSGs in Ravindra Shatavarshiki Bhavan, and there was one bank sakhi who came up to the dais and said that earlier I used to shiver to go into a bank because I didn't have proper shoes, I didn't have proper clothes. And today, I have a table in that bank. And sometimes the branch manager calls me for a cup of tea. And she helps other women with their documentation and all that. So the banks have been democratized, and we have to also democratize our minds. We have also to democratize our mind. Banks have become nice and swanky, but then they democratized. People can go to banks now. State here that the NPA rate is 1.84 or 1.83. The loans given to SHGs, the NPA rate is very, very low. So NPA linkage, I would request you all to do more, more linkage with SHGs, so that you give them more money and they can start their businesses. And for startups also. I am not asking the bankers to be reckless. I am from the finance department, by the way. I am asking you to be a little more generous. I am not asking you to be reckless. I am asking you to be a little more generous. For a state like Tripura, which is already, what to see, languishing for a very long time, and over-dependence on the government. We want people to stand up on their own feet. We want small entrepreneurs to grow in Tripura, especially in the tourism sector. I would like the bankers to invest in the tourism sector. It is the upcoming sector in Tripura with a bright future. And if we can do the Northeast circuit, I'm sure this will be one of the most wonderful circuits in India. Because tourism was not taking off all these years because of insurgency, connectivity problems. And after Modi ji has come in, the topic has now been changed. Now, whenever we sit for discussion in Northeast problems, we never discuss insurgency. We discuss how many roads are being made, how many tunnels are being made, how many airports are being made, how many bridges are being made. So we are all set to take off the Northeast. And with a little help from the banks, I'm sure Tripura tourism is going to flourish. It's one of the core sectors. In the agricultural sector also, because Tripura, is almost a mineral-free state. We don't have minerals like coal or iron ore or something else, We are almost a mineral-free state with just gas as our natural resource. And we are spending a lot of money in electricity because we know that, electricity is something that requires for growth. So what we are saying that Tripura will grow, Tripura will, open enterprises is not hollow. Because we are investing about 1,925 crores from ADB. And from World Bank another amount. And from NSE some more money on electricity. Because this is something that requires an essential. Because earlier we used to speak of roti, kapra or makan. From HDFC was saying, you work for 35 years and you retire for 25 years. So that's almost equal now. So it's very important to plan your after retirement life as well. So, but everything starts with awareness and including people. I have met many bankers. Being the finance minister, I keep meeting bankers coming. Some for government accounts and some for other work. And I keep telling them that you must help Tripura in a different way. Because Tripura has not got the stimulus. Government, whatever happened earlier happened because the government was taking some interest somewhere or the other. Now the bank has become the nodal for development. And banks must play that role. After our Prime Minister came in, we started Jan Dhan Yojana. Zero balance account. And many people that time criticized us, saying, what is this zero account? How can you have an account with zero? What is zero? Today, as the DGM was speaking of Jan Dhan, you could see the transformation that has taken place. And if I am not wrong, around 60% of those accounts belong to women. That is remarkable in a country like India. 60% of that Jan Dhan Yojana belong to women. Unthinkable in a place like India. And this is where the empowerment starts. This is where the empowerment starts. How can you have an empowerment of women without, financial empowerment? That is very hollow and has no depth whatsoever. So it starts from that. And today in Tripura, we are very happy that the SHG movement has taken up, has taken off. We had only 4,000 SHGs. Today we are talking of 34,000 SHGs. And I would ask the bankers to come forward and help them. At various seminars and various, functions, I've always stressed the SHGs are not only SHGs. They are a movement for women empowerment. And I would like the banks to play a very pivotal role in this. Of making them into a mass movement for empowerment of women and development of Tripura.